the ABCs of yoga. The first thing to understand is yoga is an ever fresh, flourishing discipline, but it has a heritage that did not lose heart amidst the calamities of life, but got passed on to posterity for the benefit of all humanity. So you get initiated by somebody who knows what they're doing in it. That's called diksha. Now, once you're initiated, you get a darshan, you get a world view, you get a mirror that reflects the core of your own being back to you. That's why meeting the guru or a person who's an embodiment of the thing that you say you're seeking, which is really but a reflection of your deeper self. They say that God, guru, and self are one, that you don't believe that God speaks to you, so the guru becomes the person through which the human face, the human voice of God speaks to you, and all you do is recognize what your own self is. But until you can't see it, until you can see it in yourself, you see it in the guru, and the guru reflects that which is beyond. So in order to take this path, you have to have what they call faith. You start off working on yourself as if it's all about health, being stress free, calm mind, and so forth. But then it takes you to the realization of this flame, the spark of divinity that's inside yourself. Now, if we're going to realize that, we have to realize that our thinking mind takes and our mind makes. Our mind is biased, it's easily colored, right? Its equilibrium is disturbed very, very quickly. So that's why they say the answers lie within. The answers you seek never come when the mind is busy. They only come when the mind is still. So there's different ways, of course, of stilling the mind. Now, the problem is it's difficult to sustain this pace when you realize you're under pressure in a certain way. And the passion to find out, that is what's pushing yourself when no one else is around. You have to do this when there's no one around to punch your ticket and say you're good for doing this, because the search for peace within forever will elude you if you're looking for that which is outside of yourself. Now, we have to distinguish what we call the essential from the non-essential. No meat at all. Are you sure you're getting enough protein? So those kind of facts, like, you can't be a vegetarian or something like that, you'll die without having enough protein. That's the kind of stuff that your mind buys into and you don't realize it's false. So one of the aspects of discrimination in this path is realizing what are the values that are really essential to me, and what are the values that I don't really need to pay attention to. Now, if you're going to do this path, there's enthusiasm. You have to stay lit. There's courage. There's sincerity. Yes, it's hard work to maintain the attention required to extend, expand, circumferentially or circularly work all the actions simultaneously and be relaxed at the same time. Yeah, that's the yoga ideal, isn't it? Show me something more worthy and I'll probably be willing to go for that. So once you do this, you have to build up resistance to the onslaught of many diseases, not just physically, but what I call the emotional plague, the stuff that most people believe out there. But Timmy, you have to eat your antibiotics or you'll never become a big, strong bacteria. Right now, we could really use that, huh? So that's what your practice does. It gives you that way to sustain yourself and remain that way. And that's why they say asanas helps create flexibility and strength, but pranayama creates longevity. Now, this is what I call the meditator's guide. You don't need to know how much wine there is in the tavern in order to get drunk. You just need a little bit to get you off. So probing questions into the ultimate metaphysics of everything. It's nice to speculate, but ultimately it's a mystery, isn't it? So just eat enough to get drunk. Now, it's safe to tell the pure in heart that they shall see God, for only the pure in heart want to. C.S. Lewis, famous Christian writer, right? But our attachment to our own individuality is very strong. So if you want to have access to the pure heart, you have to be untroubled by subsidiary aims. And most of us are not. We're distracted by so many things. So our attachment to these subsidiary aims, these distractions, is one of the reasons why we don't experience it. It's a strong block to realization. So one of the things they keep saying is enhance the commonplace. Be in the here and now. Pay attention to how sharp, vivid, precise, fantastic shapes, sounds, smells, touch, taste, and your senses are. That's the really erotic connection. Eros means relatedness here. See how you're connected to all these things on earth. how they smell, how they taste, how they look, all right, texture and so forth. And then remember, yoga is a science. Dimostrazione is considered one of the character traits that made Leonardo da Vinci one of the most influential geniuses in history. Why? Because it means commitment to testing knowledge through experience, persistence, and a willingness to learn from mistakes. That's what sadhana is all about. That's what tapas is all about. But the problem is we see so few examples of this around us that there's little trust in the feasibility of doing this for oneself. You still want to project it onto an authority instead of taking responsibility for it's a do-it-yourself job. But like Martin Scorsese, he represents keen devotion to understanding your art form, plus fascination with the subject. I mean, yoga is one of those things, if it doesn't grip you and make you want to do this every day of your life till you die, I mean, you haven't got the bug in you. But that's what being on fire for is. That's what real devotional abhyasa or practice is all about. But you can find it in any field. And then you start to look at yourself. Not me. You tell them it's misspelled. It's hard to hide when you're watching how your mind works. Whatever you put your attention on, you're going to get more of. So if you put your attention on paying attention, you'll get better at paying attention. And if you pay enough attention, you're going to have a breakthrough experience because you're going to see. And what are you going to see? You're going to see that you got to let go. That the ultimate liberation comes from non-clinging. And so we say it doesn't matter what you don't cling to, just don't cling. And if you want to follow the Buddhist masters, when you don't cling or you let go, they say let go a little piece. Let go a lot of peace. Let go completely, complete peace.